2023 season predictions: Texas Longhorns. Texas Longhorns start football against the Rice Owls, which they'll easily win. But then you get who probably is your toughest test of the year, the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now there's almost an even split in terms of what analysts predict will win this game. Some do not trust Sarkisian to win a big game and believe Alabama's just too talented. Others think there's too many questions about Alabama. I understand there's questions about Alabama this year. Heck, I'll admit it. But I just don't trust Sarkisian. I think Alabama's too talented, and it's in Alabama's home stadium. So I'm going to pick Alabama to win this game. Then you got the Wyoming Cowboys. I think you win this one easily. Baylor Bears is the next one. I think you win that one. Kansas had a surprise season last year. Who is your next opponent? But I really just don't think Kansas is going to keep that momentum 2 years in a row. Give me Texas. Then you get the biggest game of the year, one of them, against the Oklahoma Sooners. Now, Texas and Oklahoma, this is their last year in the Big 12 before they join the SEC, so there's extra significance here to get some momentum going into the SEC. I think Texas is going to win this one. Oklahoma had a disappointing year last year. Brent Venables is an amazing defensive coordinator, but it's still yet to be seen if he is a good head coach. Now, Sarkisian hasn't proven that he is a great head coach either, but he has proven himself more than Brent Venables has. I think you can get Texas over the win against Oklahoma. Then you get your bye week, and then you play a Big 12 newcomer, Houston Cougars. Houston's been talented for a while, but I wouldn't have picked them to beat any Power 5 team, and that includes against Texas. Give me Texas here. Then you get another newcomer, the BYU Cougars. But unlike Houston, BYU in some cases has proven themselves against Power 5 teams. Now, this game could potentially be a trap game, too. And because of that, I actually think BYU will defeat Texas. I think BYU is going to be looking to make a statement going into the season, especially since they're a Big 12 newcomer and they've been on the outside looking in on the Power 5 for a while, looking to make a huge impact. I think now that they have the opportunity, they're going to look to do that. And I think that given who's next, that Texas could be looking ahead to who's next. And BYU catches them by surprise, so I'm going to give BYU the victory over Texas here. Then you get a team that I think a lot of people are sleeping on this year, the Kansas State Wildcats. Kansas State came out of nowhere to win the Big 12 last year. And there's a lot of people this year that are saying Texas is going to win the Big 12. I think Texas does have a case, but Kansas State is looking to make the next step. They made the next step last year. Now they want to try to make the next step again, and they still got a lot of talent. Still got their head coach. I think Kansas State might take this one, so I'm going to give Kansas State the victory there. Then you go to the TCU Horned Frogs, and TCU, they did lose some coaching staff, but biggest loss of all, Max Duggan. TCU is going to be kind of rebuilding this year, so I don't really trust them. I'm going to give Texas the victory over TCU. Then you play the Iowa State Cyclones. Iowa State disappointed horribly last year. I think Iowa State's heyday is done, at least for a while. And I think Texas is going to beat the Iowa State Cyclones. Then you wrap it up against the Texas Tech Red Raiders. This game, if it goes as predicted, where Texas has 2 Big 12 losses, this could determine a representative in the Big 12 title game. I think Kansas State makes the Big 12 title game, and I think whoever wins out of Texas Tech and Texas is going to be the other representative of the Big 12 in the Big 12 title game. Texas Tech came out of nowhere last year. They almost made it, but they faltered in a lot of big games. I don't remember if they beat Texas or not last year. Well, I'm on the internet right now, so I might as well look it up. Let's see, 2020. Let's go down to 2022. and you lost in overtime in Texas Tech Stadium by the score of 37-34. Now this year it comes back to your stadium in Texas. Well, DKR Memorial Stadium in Texas. Texas Tech technically is in Texas too. I think you can safely give the win for the Texas Tech game, which would possibly determine a representative for the Big 12 title game. I think you can safely give it to Texas. And there you go. I believe Texas goes 9-3, with their 3 losses being to Alabama, BYU, and Kansas State. Now you could defeat BYU and then drop another game, or you could go 10-2. And yes, I do think you could beat Alabama. But given Sarkisian's history, given the fact that it is in Alabama, and the fact that Alabama, despite losing Bryce Young, brings loads and loads of talent back this year, especially on defense. Alabama's defense is going to be almost impossible to beat. I give Alabama the victory. Now, the next team I'm going to go ahead and predict is the Michigan Wolverines, so stay tuned to that. Until then, this is Roll Tide 99. I'm out of here. I'll see you later.